This right here is my lucky printing machine, aka my phone. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I only use my phone to print as much cash as I want to, simply by using my following online. And how I've been able to do that with just one simple high-proof skill that's pandemic-proof and that allows me to consistently grow and monetize my following all the way to $3,287 a day. And for those that do math, that's over $100,000 a month in cash. And just to prove my claim to be true, because there's a lot of fake gurus out there, this is one of my payment processors right here. And as you can see, in the month of February, we've done over $200,000. I've actually used this to scale all the way to $316,000 in a single month. And for those that do math, that's over $10,000 a day. And look, that is just not me. Right here, you can see Parker. Parker literally had less than 2,000 followers and has done over $350,000 in the last 7 weeks alone. Or you can see Dave right here. He was actually a bartender when the pandemic started, got laid up because of it. In the first 30 days, did $19,000. And a few months later today, he's making over $200,000 a month. And just implementing one of our strategies, he's getting a 20x return using just one simple skill and framework that we use to grow our following and monetize it in the right way. But that's just not them. There's Nick right here, who had already a big following, even speaking on stages with Tony Robbins, but wasn't monetizing his audience correctly. And literally in the first 7 to 14 days, did over $55,000 and ended the month with $80,000 to $85,000. Literally in the first 30 days. And for example, Wendy right here, who had millions of followers, but wasn't monetizing it in the right way, right now she's averaging $16,000 to $23,000 a week just by using this one simple framework and skill that again allows her to grow her following and monetize it in the right way. And we literally have hundreds of other success stories and testimonials from other influencers who hit 6 and even 7 figures. And what's important to know about these results is that they happen without having to have a large following or having to know how to sell and how to market and all these complex stuff. Now, I want to be very clear here. What I'm not going to be talking about in this video is how to sell ebooks or how to get, do affiliate marketing or how to build a drop shipping store or how to get brand deals and sponsorships or how to do OnlyFans and stuff like that or Amazon FBA or Patreon or any of that. Because while those things could work, it is a lot harder to do so versus the thing I'm about to show you. What we're gonna talk about right here is one simple skill and framework that I took and positioned myself in front of a new $325 billion industry that you're about to learn about and how we're able to utilize that to make a huge profit for ourselves without having a big following, without having to run ads, without knowing how to sell or any of that stuff. The coolest part is that anyone can do it, it is safe, and I can literally guarantee you results. And I'm gonna show you and break down everything if you stay until the very end. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck is this guy talking about? It is a very simple skill and framework that we've called premium offers. And for you to, in order to understand what it is, but most importantly, how you can use it yourself, like for example, the hundreds of other success stories like we have, I first have to give you some context and tell you a little bit about my story of how I discovered this in the first place. Because the content in this case study training is not going to make sense unless I give you the context around it. So this is not going to be some 2-hour long crazy webinar sob story that I pitch you something at the end. In fact, I'm not even gonna sell you absolutely anything right here today. In fact, there's nothing for you to buy here today, even if you want to. I'm just gonna sell you straight up what it is, how you can use it, for you to understand how you can get away from the influencer rat race you're currently in right now. And if you stay until the very end of this short 20-minute case study video, you'll discover exactly, number one, how to get your followers lined up for your premium offers that allow you to make a huge profit, aka 10, 20, 30K a month or more. Number two, how you can grow an engaged following without having to create content every single day and having to spin your wheels over and over and over again. And most importantly, grow your followers with people that actually care about you and are highly engaged. And then number three, our underground monetization system that allows you to turn your followers into cold hard cash in less than 90 days. And well, if you're wondering what is in it for me if I have nothing to sell here, well, I'm gonna tell you if you stay until the very end of this video. So I'm gonna flip over to my computer right now and show you exactly step by step of how all this works.
Alright guys, how I consistently grow and monetize my following to upwards of $3,000 to $4,000 a day without having a large following, running ads, without having a website or a funnel or any of that stuff, simply by using what we call premium offers. And I didn't mention this before, but if you stay until the very end, I'm going to tell you about an opportunity where you can become another one of the 58 six-figure plus influencers and 8 millionaires who are quite literally making a massive income and filling their bank accounts with upwards of $100,000 a month in cash. But more on that later. Like I said before, my name is Josue Pena. I was born in the Dominican Republic and now I am living in Miami, Florida in my dream penthouse. I'm the founder of Online CEOs, and using what we're going to be talking about today, I was able to go in 2018 from being broke, almost bankrupt, to making upwards of $1.2 million in just 9 months. And another $1 million in 2019, and in 2021 making over $2 million in just one single year. And just to validate again this claim to be true and not some fake BS number, you can see right here that we did over $300,000 just in the month of September, all using this one skill and one thing that we're going to be talking about today. Now, I wasn't always this multi-million-dollar influencer who lived in a freaking penthouse in Miami with all these different things. In fact, this a few years ago, I was just a regular guy like you trying to escape the 9-to-5 rat race and trying to build a profitable online business after realizing that literally my engineering degree and also my master's degree didn't serve a purpose at all. You see, back in 2016, I was literally at zero. At the time, I was living in the Dominican Republic and all I wanted in life was to become a professional soccer player. And while I graduated from college as an electrical engineer and I started working as a supervisor at a construction company under the blazing Caribbean hot sun, making only, get ready for it, $300 a month. And worst of all, my parents wanted me to move to the States so I can get my master's degree to stay quote-unquote competitive in the marketplace to be able to get a 9-to-5. So 4 years getting my engineering degree only to make $300 a month and having to go back to college to get my master's degree. Now, it was around this time where I realized that I wasn't going to make a career as a pro soccer player. And what did I do? Well, I did exactly what I was told. I started and I got my master's degree. It was around this time where I also realized that I wasn't going to make a career as a pro soccer player, and I certainly didn't want to work in a job for the rest of my life. I could barely afford anything as I was living paycheck to paycheck. And these fancy degrees that I spent so much time, energy, and effort getting weren't really going to get me absolutely anywhere, let alone the income, the impact, the freedom, and the fulfillment that I wanted. I will always be capped, and I didn't want to dedicate my life as an engineer, always trading my time for money. I wasn't about that, so I started growing and monetizing my social media following. Now, I began doing a lot of the things that the gurus were telling me to do. I first began trying to sell low-ticket products by launching a masterclass called IG Snap. And well, I ended up selling about 400 of them at $1 a piece and making $400 in 48 hours, which was the most amount of money I've ever made in my life. I then soon realized that it wasn't the most ideal scenario, because then I have 400 different people that I had to attend to and do customer service and do all these different things. So basically, I grew my following, made a little bit of money and a little bit of profit, but I had to work so hard for that. Then I tried running a 2-hour-long webinar to try to sell my course. And after tons of trial and error, having some success and making a little bit here and a little bit there, I came to realize that I hated it. And the reason for that is because when you're selling low-ticket products, you have to sell thousands of them. You have to sell hundreds, if not thousands of them. And I mean thousands of them just to make a profitable online income. And besides that, what I realized is just because you sell thousands of products of courses, it doesn't mean you're keeping all the profit you make either. Because what the gurus didn't tell me is that, let's just say you're making $10,000 a month. Well, you have to subtract the cost of the processing fee, which is 3%. You have to subtract the cost of ads or marketing. You have to subtract the cost of software, and then taxes, and then all the other expenses. And at the end of the day, you're left with a very little amount to show for it, even though you work very hard for that. And that is exactly what I was doing. I was doing the rat race of not the 9-to-5, but the rat race of the influencer. And worst of all, it was very inconsistent. It sucked dealing with broke people who would literally make a chargeback on a $1 purchase. And yes, I had those. And there were so many headaches with that. And well, I thought, well, let's just switch to another business model like e-commerce, dropshipping, affiliate marketing, Amazon FBA, or something else. And then I tried that and I realized that those things were so much freaking worse because you literally only keep 30% profit margins on them. And again, you literally have to sell hundreds, if not thousands, of products to make a 30% tiny bit of profit. And this is not counting the having to buy inventory, cost of ads, and dealing with suppliers, and all of this other stuff. And all these other stuff that comes from those other business models. And so, because I didn't have a predictable way to get high quality clients, I was in a roller coaster. And so, because I didn't have a predictable way to get high quality clients and sell them on a premium price, aka that will allow me to make a good profit, I was literally on a roller coaster all over the place. Which meant I basically had to keep hearing my parents and my family telling me to quit and get a job. AKA, you should be using your engineering degree, you should be using your master's degree, after all, you got it for a reason. But I knew that was not the route or the road that I wanted to follow because I already done that before and it was completely unfulfilling. I finally discovered what we call today premium offers. Now, just to give you some context here, remember how I was telling you earlier that selling low ticket products, I had to sell hundreds of them just to make a decent profit? And then I had to deal with hundreds of different headaches that came with it? Well, I was networking with other business owners online and I discovered that they literally felt the same way I did. So just to give you an overview of the business model. In order to run a business, you have to run an ad that gets somebody interested. They watch a webinar or a video or something like that. Or maybe you start building your following online. It takes you months or maybe even years and you have to create content over and over and over again to get an audience that follows you and they're interested in what you have to offer. Or maybe you put a webinar or a video that converts those people into a phone call or having them try to buy something. And then maybe once they're on the phone call or they're trying to buy, you finally close those people and let's just say they pay you $100. But the thing is, the work doesn't stop there. That's when actually the work begins. Because now you have to freaking help the client and they pay you $100 and they feel like they own you. And now you have to reply to their questions and do support and do all these other stuff. And then you have to rinse and repeat the same process over again simply because you want to make another $100. And this is where I spent the majority of my time. It wasn't actually even making the $100. It was having to fulfill on those people that bought from me. So that made me wonder, well, what if I could go right now where the real money was, position what I was selling differently, and also charge premium prices? After all, somebody who buys a Toyota and somebody who buys a Lamborghini are two completely different people. The quality of the client is better. I will make a better and bigger profit by simply selling a premium offer, and things will go a lot better. So that's exactly what I did. I took an idea and I put it to the test. One day, actually September 13th, 2016, I had a call with a guy named Tim. He was the CEO of a huge insurance company and he wanted me to help him grow his following and social media presence. Well, I didn't know sales, I didn't know absolutely anything. So what I pitched, I just blurted it out, $3,500 a month. And to my surprise, he immediately said yes and basically threw his money at me because I was able to solve a problem for him. And I literally thought in that moment, that is no way. This is like, no, like this can't be true. Crap, I should have pitched him higher because he literally said yes immediately. But holy shit, I said out loud. In that instant, my entire life changed. And that's when I knew I was onto something. So I quit trying to sell low ticket products, courses, ebooks, affiliate marketing, trying to do drop shipping and all that jazz. And I started focusing on selling what I now refer to as premium offers. So in the very first month, I used those $3,500 and I used that money to fly to a conference in Vegas. And that ended up closing a few more clients on my premium offer. I ended up walking the entire event after expenses, hotels, and everything was paid with upwards of $10,000. Which, by the way, and nowadays, that's not even that good because back then I had no idea what I was doing. But at the time, it was a lot to me, of course, because literally 30 days before, I had nothing. But after that event, everything started to snowball from there. And at the time I was excited because I was already making $10,000 a month without having to deal with hundreds of clients and hundreds of headaches. And all I was dealing with was just simply 3 different clients. 3. And I did that without having a large following, knowing how to sell or any of that stuff. And fast forward a little bit further, well, I ended up losing it all because I wasn't focused. But in my second year of doing this, I started focusing on selling premium offers, and I made a lot more. And I finally had the financial confidence that I would never have to work another day in a job that I didn't like. So now that I was doing this full time, I started to think to myself, well, what other people can I do this for in which I can make even more? And that's where I met a guy called Spencer Meacham. To give you some background, Spencer was a serial entrepreneur and the top affiliate for many software companies, including ClickFunnels. He's also a course creator where he taught what he did. He was a very successful entrepreneur and a high quality person who takes action and gets results. And more importantly, he had more work that he could handle, so he didn't have time to do anything else, which meant there was a clear problem that I can step in for him and help him solve. So I talked to Spencer and I told him what I was doing there with other influencers, businesses, and personal brands, and basically suggested the same deal where I take care of the growth of his social media account off his plate for $3,500 a month so he could focus on doing his normal affiliate marketing business. And he was literally so excited that I kid you not, he gave me his password for this account, and next day I started growing it, which not only reinforced my theory of how valuable having this skill, knowledge, and expertise was to these business owners, but at the same time, it reinforced how important it is to be able to position and sell the right premium offer. Because again, as you saw, as opposed to having to sell thousands of low ticket items, I was making some serious cash month after month from just one single client. And here's why. Because Spencer had already successful businesses and was willing and able to pay me more, which meant more revenue per sale. So for example, instead of making $100 to $400 or $500 per sale, which was what I was doing before when I was selling low ticket, now I was making $3,500 a month per sale. And I was working with higher quality clients, which meant less headaches because they just let me do what I was good at without having to bother me, and they were focusing on their own stuff and doing other things. And the coolest part is that Spencer will literally stay on to keep working with me for months and months, which meant, again, $3,500 a month after month. So just a breakdown, I would get about 10 clients a month, which is still not even that good, okay? And I will make about $35,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue with very little expenses, and about 80% of that was take home, aka net profit. And just to give you an idea, to make what I was making when I was doing $35,000 a month, you'd have to sell hundreds or thousands of low ticket products just to be able to make that same amount, okay? So I was making what somebody else was making selling hundreds, if not thousands, by having just to sell a few clients that didn't give me headaches at all. Not to mention that I was doing it without running any ads, without having a large following, without having to know how to sell or anything like that. All I was doing was stepping in and solving a problem right where the real money was exchanging hands, okay? And really, that is why creating the right offer with the right positioning is so important. So knowing that to be true, I continue on creating and selling better and better and better premium offers until I hit over $1.2 million in just 8 months after Spencer Meacham became my first client in 2018. And again, let me remind you, that's without all the headaches that comes with running a low ticket business. And also without having a large following, without doing any sort of high pressure sleazy sales tactics, or knowing even how to monetize, okay? So fast forward to today, I built a multi-million-dollar online business before ever spending a dime on ads. I've worked with huge companies in personal brands like Russell Brunson, ClickFunnels, Lady Boss, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, Kevin David, Dan Locke, Alex Becker, Ronaldinho, the biggest art page on Instagram called Daily Art, and countless others. I'm moving to my dream penthouse in Miami, Florida, and then most importantly, I have the financial confidence to never worry about money again. Because once you can create a premium offer and sell it, okay, it's a timeless skill that has been around forever, but once you create an offer and sell it, you really have the confidence and competence in that you'll never have to worry about money again. And today I've taken that skill even further and have really leveraged it to where I've been able to help hundreds of others scale their businesses, their influencer, course creator, or content creator businesses to 6 and even 7 figures using this one skill we've been talking about, of creating premium offers that sell. For instance, Lady Boss was able to do that and make 6 figures a month every single month in just 90 days after starting working with us. For example, Hansel right here made over $11,000 in 24 hours from one single Instagram story video that took him 15 seconds to make. And all he had was less than 3,000 followers, and all of it was selling his premium offer. And then for example, there's Michael here, who before I think was a bartender or something like that. Had no idea about Instagram, social media, or anything at all, had literally no following either, and I helped him create a $60,000 per month Instagram agency business. And today he's making upwards of $300,000 a month. So now that you know what premium offers actually are, you might be wondering, what is the specific step-by-step process of how you can take this and implement it successfully so that you can have not only the results I've had, but also the results that my students, clients, and influencers that we partner up have had. Well, after doing this myself, and as you've seen, also working with hundreds of students at this point, I boiled this process down to 3 simple steps. These are meant to take you from complete beginner, never having done this before, to the point where with premium offers, you'll be making 6 or even 7 figures in income each year. So step 1, it is the process of the offer creation itself. Okay, and the best industry to be doing these premium offers in is called the e-learning industry, specifically coaching, consulting, agency services, and even online courses. Basically selling your knowledge, your expertise online. And this e-learning industry is booming right now, especially after the pandemic forced traditional schools to go online. People are hungrier than ever to learn online, and as you see here, Forbes says that the e-learning industry is going to be a $325 billion industry by 2025. So it's thriving and growing. Now that presents good news and it presents some bad news. The good news is, if you have a passion, skill, knowledge, or expertise in any niche that you can improve the quality of somebody's life, people will pay you for it. There's a massive demand for this stuff and it's a very high value skill. I mean, after all, if you're an influencer and have any sort of following, even less than 1,000 followers, people are following you for a reason. And that reason, you can literally monetize it, which allows you to basically create demand and have people foaming at the mouth, ready to pay with their credit cards on hand, to pay upwards of $3,000, $10,000, even $30,000 for what you have to offer and what you will help them achieve as a result of what they're looking for. Now, the bad news is that all these opportunities that you have aren't created equal. In order for us to be able to put ourselves in a position to be able to hit our goals and make a lot of money and impact doing this, we need to have a process that consistently not only finds, but also creates solid premium offers and sales opportunities. So how do we do that? Well, step 1 is creating and selling the right offer. So again, the problem is that all these opportunities that you have are not created equal. There's a large segment of business opportunities out there like e-commerce, dropshipping, securing brand deals, sponsorships, selling shoutouts, blogging, Amazon FBA, even OnlyFans, or selling low-ticket products and $997 courses through webinars, ebooks, Patreon, and the list goes on. You will literally have to sell thousands and thousands of products just to put yourself in a position to hit your income goals, okay? And when you make sales, you're undercharging because you don't know how to increase the perceived value of what you offer. And you have to deal with tons of customer service requests because the low ticket buyers are also low quality people. Plus, the people who do buy it don't take it seriously. There's actually a stat that over 90% of people who buy low ticket offers or courses never actually open them or use the product that they paid for in the first place. And it's simply because there's a low level of commitment, so you don't get the clients committing to the transformation that you are helping them achieve. So you literally have no social proof to be able to build your business. And that is all as a result because of your low price points and low ticket offers. So you really have to build these businesses up from scratch, and you really don't want to work with these people. And like I said, it is a lot of headaches. And obviously you're asking, can these businesses potentially work and be successful? Yes, of course. But there's way better opportunities out there and way easier path to do so. For example, we want to run a business that sells a premium offer that people are eager to buy, meaning an offer with a specific, tangible, and measurable end result. Basically, it solves one major problem for one specific audience in a specific time frame. This is one of the key indicators that we have on a winning offer, and the cool thing is you can sell it anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 and even upwards of $30,000 simply because you're solving a problem and helping somebody get a result that they desire. We also want to decrease the sacrifice and effort with done with you and done for you components because people are lazy and they want the result fast. The quicker we can help someone get the result they're looking for, the more irresistible the offer becomes. We want it to be easy as possible for someone to achieve results. There's a reason why people are willing to pay a plastic surgeon $10,000 for a liposuction versus a personal trainer who doesn't know how to price his offers just $50 per session, because one is a tangible, quick, easy, done for you result with very minimal effort, while the other one requires a lot more simply because the personal trainer doesn't know how to package it. Now, the cool and really important thing about premium offers is that it creates great client results and social proofs because they're committed to the process, which is one of the biggest objections people have to working with you. Why should they trust you if you have no social proof? Have you done it yourself before? Have you worked with somebody like me before? Now, if you're just starting out and don't have any social proof, that's no big deal. But if you haven't achieved the transformation yourself, aka leading by example, and you're trying to have people come to you for it, then you're going to be in trouble. Finally, we want to create a real, not fake urgency, scarcity, and risk reversal in our offer to increase demand, which means people will go crazy for your offer if done correctly, you will skyrocket what you potentially make with your offer each month and each year. So we want to make sure we have all this in place to be able to hit our income and impact goals. Now, I'm going to give you an example why creating the right offer is so important, okay? Let me ask you this. Let's say you want to make $10,000 a month. How many buyers would you need if you were selling a $5,000 premium offer versus a $50 low ticket offer? Well, if my math is correct, you would need 200 buyers at $50 or 2 buyers at $5K. They both one requires more effort than the other. On one, it is required a lot more effort to sell and create customer success than the other, while the other, it is a lot easier. That is why selling low ticket is a lot harder. Not to mention you'll need a lot more leads because low ticket has a lower conversion rate. And again, when you sell premium offers, you get first, a higher quality client that you enjoy working with. 2, who get better results because they're high level people who are motivated and interested and committed. And 3rd, you'll be able to charge what you're worth, allowing you to make more money, have higher profit margins, and serve your clients to the highest level possible. Now, are these offers 100 times better? No. You're just driving a faster vehicle. It's like driving a Toyota versus a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, okay? By this point, it doesn't matter if you're a better driver simply because I am on a much faster car. It didn't get any better, it's just got faster, which is the most important part of creating the right offer in the right vehicle. And if you feel like you don't have any skills, knowledge, or expertise to offer right now, don't worry. You can do like Elon Musk did with the Cybertruck and launch something to try to pre-sell it before you make it. In Elon's case, hundreds of thousands of people pre-ordered the Cybertruck and it wasn't even finished for years yet. So if you don't have an offer yet, that's completely fine. We can give you the right offer, partner up with you on it, and help you pre-sell it before you make it. And just to give you an example here too, this happens with clients all the time. For example, Ecom Dave came to me when he was laid off from his job as a bartender during the pandemic. He had some experience selling Amazon, but didn't know how to package it into a premium offer. He was thinking about, creating a little course or an ebook. I told him no, and to go straight into premium offers. Listened to me and made $19,000 in just the first 30 days. And now a little over a year later, he's making $200,000 a month. And the crazy thing is he started just as a beginner from scratch without any previous experience, no big following, no website, no anything. And nothing against bartenders, but I think if a bartender could do it, pretty much anyone can. So no, you don't need to have any experience selling either. So to recap, step number 1 is offer creation. Now on to step number 2. And this is what we call content and growth cadence, okay? The most common question I usually get when people reach out to me about creating premium offers is, do I have to have a big following in order to do so? And the fact is, I would prefer that you don't, because a lot of traditional advice out there, like buying followers, running giveaways, or running quote-unquote celebrity giveaways, posting randomly on Facebook groups, running ads, and all of this stuff is bad advice to grow a large following and leads. And the reason is because you end up building a following of people who aren't qualified to work with you, or worse, who aren't even real human beings because you bought those followers. And that means that you end up with a bunch of people that don't engage with you, don't listen to you, and don't even buy from you. So if you end up using these strategies, you end up with a lot of dead weight in your following, and of course, people who don't buy from you at all. and who aren't interested in what you're selling or your business at all, aka just crickets. So you're doing yourself more harm than good. So for example, when creating and selling premium offers, it is much more about growing an engaged, targeted following, not just random people. It's more about getting the right type of traffic who's interested in what you have to say, and the warmer your followers get, with your content, the easier and simpler it is to make the sale. And the cool part about this is you don't need some crazy complex process or spend so many hours and tons of time creating content every single week, because with the content and growth cadence, people are going to view you as the leader and the go-to authority in your space. And the coolest part is going to take you just a few hours a week to do. This is exactly how Rafael, for example, went from 1,000 followers to 15,000 followers in just 3 months, completely organically, 100% for free. And from there went on to grow to over 100,000 followers and to make over $130,000 in sales in just the first 60 days. Today, a few months later, he's doing over $500,000 a month. Or for example, another one of our clients, Kevin David, who went from 5,000 followers to over 35,000 real engaged followers in just 1 month. Or like Rachel here, who went to 76,000 followers in just 2 months after being stuck for almost a year at 26,000. So to recap, step number 2 is the content and growth cadence that allows you to spend just a few hours a week creating the right type of content for the right type of people that will allow you to grow your following exponentially, completely organically, with people who are actually interested and engaged with what you have to offer and that will actually buy your premium offer. Okay, now to step number 3, which is monetization. How do we actually turn the followers and the growth that we're experiencing into actual sales for our premium offer? What is the process and the system for this? Now, this is the most important part, and where most people get this wrong is they treat social media platform like a sales platform. Now, this is the most important part, and where most people get this wrong is they either treat social media platform like a content library with zero monetization system and structure, which ultimately leads to broke influencers, or they treat social media platform like a sales platform, trying to do cold outreach and trying to pitch people on their products and services over and over and over again to people who don't even know who they are. And of course, these people don't understand that these are social platforms and that selling premium offers happens off the platform, not on it. And if you use these old school, high pressure, sleazy sales tactics, you're going to do a lot more harm than good. And you'll end up worrying about where the next sale is going to come from. And you'll literally end up like this influencer right here who had 2 million followers and wasn't even able to sell 36 t-shirts, and was simply because she didn't have a monetization system or structure at all. Now, if you remember my money machine and my lucky iPhone at the beginning of this video training, this is how we use our phone to turn our followers into dollars without being weird or salesy, by getting prospects to practically close themselves, by getting prospects to practically sell themselves. So what we do with our iPhones when selling premium offers is we post content in a way that nurtures our audience and doesn't give away all of our secrets. We nurture them, we warm them up in where they are now, and we build the like and trust factor to the point where they raise their hand wanting to buy from you. To the point where they virtually raise their hand wanting to buy from you. Prospect will send you a message saying that they're interested in working with you, so it becomes more about qualifying and committing the prospect to their goals rather than trying to convince to sell them, okay? So in other words, prospects will come to you instead of you having to chase them, and they'll come to you saying that they're interested in working with us. So it becomes more about qualifying and committing the prospect to their goals rather than having to convince them and sell them, okay? And because the prospect is a lot warmer and interested in your offer, the process you need to be able to make the sale is a lot simpler, right? You don't need this crazy complex process. All you have to do is have a simple conversation to see if you can help them or not. And if you can potentially help, you move it to a phone conversation and see if it's a good fit to work together. If they are, great, you enroll them into your program. If not, no big deal. We still were able to serve them and help them at the highest level specifically for them. And the best part is you don't need to spend money on our website or a blog or anything like that. and it works on every single niche imaginable. Plus, it's not uncommon to see a 10, 20, even 30x return doing this because these leads have reached out to you with intent to buy. And the reason why monetization is so important is because once you really get this down, you will never go broke. You will have the financial confidence, which means even if you go out of business overnight, you can literally go out in any market at any time, create a premium offer, and make money. That is why when George Foreman was asked what is the key to success, he said, learn to sell and you'll never starve, right? Because you can go to any industry, create a premium offer, and sell it. Now I think creating premium offer is the best industry. Let's say Chris, for example. He grew a following up until the hundreds of thousands of followers, but he didn't know how to monetize it properly. AKA, he was following the direction of probably 99% of broke influencers out there who have a big following and have to depend on brand deals or sponsorships or something like that, and they barely make any money doing so. But instead of doing that, he took our approach of monetizing the following correctly, and he booked 120 qualified calls and made over $33,000 in cash in just 6 days. And here's another one. Rafael started with 1,000 followers, grew to over 100,000 followers, and throughout the process he didn't struggle to monetize because he followed our process, and in 60 days he was able to go from zero to making over $133,000. So with all that being said, at this point you know exactly how my students, clients, and influencers we partner up with are able to create 6 and even 7-figure incomes using premium offers. And you also know the key steps on how they got there, right? We talked about the premium offer creation. We talked about the content and growth cadence. And finally, we talked about the monetization system. So you might be wondering, well, how do I accelerate this entire process so I can be on pace for 6 figures net income as little as 90 days? How can I create the right premium offer that I can sell for $3,000, $10,000, even $30,000? How do I rapidly grow and engage followers? How do I rapidly grow and engage following and turn those followers into dollars? And finally, who is the best person I can get mentorship from and model to shorten the learning curve? Well, that brings me to the exact reason I made this video. Because right now I have created over 58 6-figure plus influencers and 8 millionaires who are my clients and partners, and all of which are making upwards of $100,000 in monthly revenue because they did what we just talked about. We helped them discover the right premium offer for them. We helped them grow and engage in targeted following and helped them turn those followers into dollars using premium offers. And because there's such a massive demand for this skill right now, I decided to launch what's called 7-Figure Influencer Academy. To where in the 7-Figure Influencer Academy, I'll help you create the right irresistible premium offer to sell that people will be lining up to buy. I'll show you exactly how to increase the perceived value of what you're offering so you'll never have to worry about undercharging or going hungry ever again, or going hungry for followers or clients ever again, or going hungry for clients, followers, or sales ever again. I'll also teach you how to become a 6 and even 7-figure influencer, because over the last year, we have averaged a new 6-figure influencer case study every 9 days and a new 7-figure influencer case study every 8 weeks. And what I've learned is that there is a method of taking somebody from zero to hero. There's a method for taking somebody from a complete beginner with no experience to selling premium offers worth $3,000, $10,000, even $30,000 or more. And that's really exactly what I want to do with you. I want to mentor, teach, and partner with you to show you what I know of how to create the right offers, grow an engaged following, and turn those followers into dollars. And just to prove that to be true, I really want to drive this home. If you work with us, I will personally guarantee that we will work with you until you at least double your money back. AKA, we have a 200% guarantee. This is not for everybody, okay? This is not for people who are completely broke, and this is not for people who want something for nothing. You have to be willing to invest in yourself, okay? What's really important, guys, is you have to have skin in the game, because how do you expect to sell people on investing in themselves with premium offers if you're not willing to invest in yourself to learn it yourself, right? So there's an investment involved. It's just not for people who want to make excuses or complain. This is not for people who are stuck in the information gathering mode and who are not prepared to take action and get results. And this is not for people who are not serious about creating at least a 6 and even 7-figure income over the next 12 months or less, right? This is really just for 2 types of people. First of all, if you're a complete beginner starting from scratch who wants to learn how to monetize their skills and learn how to grow a following and make money online using social media and turn it into a $10,000 per month online business, but you don't know where to start, this is for you. Or you can be an influencer, a personal brand, content creator, or course creator, or anyone with some sort of passion, skill, knowledge, or expertise that you will love to sell and make money online from. Or maybe you're some kind of business owner already. You had some success, but you are not making the money that you want, and you want to scale your income past the 6 and even 7 figures and beyond, and you really like the idea of using premium offers, then this is for you. And it's really for people who are serious entrepreneurs who truly believe in helping people and getting them results above anything else, who know it's not going to be a walk in the park or some sort of get rich quick scheme, because there's going to be work involved, right? And it's also for people who already have a sort of income and are willing to invest in themselves to grow their business and take it to the next level. I just want to be very clear. This is not free. You have to be serious and have skin in the game. And finally, and most importantly, this is for people who are coachable, committed, and they're hungry to learn. So if that strikes a chord with you, here's what I want you to do next. Click the link below and apply. There's a button that's going to be below or above this video. Click it and go to an application page. Fill that out completely and then book a call with myself or one of my team members. What we're going to do is have a personal consultation where we map out what your goals are, see what's holding you from achieving them, and also the steps that are necessary for you to take action to hone your skill set to make 6 and even 7 figures under 12 months, if not as little as 90 days. And then if it's a good fit and we feel like we can help you, what we'll do is provide you with a customized game plan of what the 7-Figure Influencer Academy will look like for you. It's all customized, and what's really important to know here is that we can't help everybody, all right? If it's not a good fit, that's totally okay. There's no hard feelings or obligations or anything like that. We're only running this video looking for about 10 to 20 hungry influencers who want to learn and make a serious income online selling premium offers and ultimately partnering up with us. And furthermore, we want to look for serious entrepreneurs who want to actually get help, and we want influencers who want to become our next biggest success story, who are going to crush it for years to come, because that's the exact reason we're doing this in the first place, so that we can help you create massive results, and then in return we build a long-term business relationship. So if that's you, click below and fill out the application and then book a call with myself or my team, all right? Just click and go right now. Because in the worst case scenario, the call is completely free, and even if we can't help, we'll tell you exactly what you need to do in your situation to achieve whatever desired goals that you're after, which is basically free insight and consultation from somebody who makes over $1 million a year, which I think is pretty great. Or best case scenario, we can help. We invite you to be part of the 7-Figure Influencer Academy. We have amazing results, and you're able to scale past the 6 and even 7 figures with, again, the full confidence that you have a 200% money guarantee. So literally there's no risk for, again, clicking that link below, filling the application, and booking your free consultation call. In fact, the only risk that you actually have is taking everything that you've learned here, going off and trying to do it and figure it out on your own, and spending a few years trying to create different premium offers and trying to actually learn how to generate anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 a day online by yourself. And also trying to learn how to generate 6 and 7 figures a year alone, all by yourself. Especially when you have somebody like me who can literally hold your hand and take you through this and show you how to get there in as little as 90 days, okay? For example, take one of our clients, Parker, who literally started working with us just 8 weeks ago. He was having a hard time trying to find clients and growing his following and getting people to pay for what his offer was, until he started working with us and we tweaked his offer to make it premium, and people started buying it like hotcakes. And he went from struggling to making over $125,000 in just 4 weeks, and literally only 7 to 8 weeks later making $300,000 to $400,000. Or for example, another one right here, Ecom Dave, who was a bartender with no experience, generated $19,000 in the first 30 days and is now doing over $200,000 a month. Or for example, Nick right here, who actually already had a large following and who was a big influencer, but had no idea how to monetize it, and did over $85,000 in cash in the first 30 days by using the premium offer we helped them create. If you want similar results, click the link below to apply, fill out the application, and book your free strategy session to see if we can help you do the exact same thing. This has been Josue Pena, and I look forward to speaking with you very soon.